Space, the last frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Omicron. Its 2-year mission to explore cool new worlds, to seek out friendly and deadly life, to boldly go where no one has gone before. Captain's log. Stardate 2261.2. After getting trapped in that colossal machine, we were put to different tests like lab rats in an experiment. We managed to pass all the tests, then learn of the Keeper's names. It called itself the Celestial Algorithm. An interesting name. It seemed pleased we had the intelligence to pass its given test. As a reward, it teleported us instantly to the Delta Quadrant. We scanned the stars to find out our exact position, and we were unfortunate to learn that to get back to Earth at a comfortable warp 6, it would take us 225 years. Before we could contemplate our predicament, we received a major distress signal. We warped to the planet in distress and noticed thousands of ships leaving the planet in an unorganized panic. We kept getting the same message. The Borg are coming. The Borg are coming. And you stare looking at the planet before you with all these ships flying off it. Captain Speck, can someone please take a scan? Officers.
Do we have a science officer?
Where is Hawk 2? Is he gone to the bathroom again? Somebody take his stations and give me a scan, please.
All right, I'll step up and do that. So I'm presuming it would be a control science role.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And
Nice.
2 successes.
Oh, you're muted.
You're picking up chaotic radio frequencies of everybody or all these ships sending messages all at once in different directions all the time. It's hard to make sense out of it all, but you still get the same thing. The Borg are coming. Get out of here while you can. And you scan, and you do scan for, and you find a central command somewhere on the planet that the most logical place for central command would be. And you get scans, and you locate their computers. Their technology is more primitive than yours, and you're able to tell that this planet is called Destanu, and the people that live here are Destanin.
Can we learn anything about this Borg they're speaking about?
No,
Yeah,
you don't know nothing about the
we're
Borg.
Borg.
Captain, may I suggest that we contact somebody to acquire some information? I don't think passive listening is going to give us what we need.
Well, very well. Then try to get in contact whoever leaves this planet. There must be some sort of governor or something.
Can we hail a nearby vessel that's leaving? Getting out of here in a hurry.
So Talos, you got this the science station and sensors, right?
Yep.
And Renix, you can do your job
Yes,
as second officer and command these simple repetitive tasks for me, please. I need to think of our strategy.
All right. Trying to make contact with one of the ships that's kind of coming on. Hail on all frequencies. Also, see if they have more than impulse drive, if they're capable of warp, or if they're just like flying out or getting to nowhere.
So give me a scan there, Talos.
So the scan would be a control science, and I suppose the ship would be able to assist if someone wanted to roll for that.
Are you telling me,
Sure.
Talos, you cannot perform this simple scan yourself? Captain Speck is a little bit of a smartass. As usual for all
Apparently,
Vulcans.
Captain Speck likes to break the fourth wall as well. All right, so
That was a communications science.
Okay.
for the ship, yeah, that'd be it.
And remind me too about the momentum. Each extra success you get a momentum. So you got 2 right now. Oh yeah, the ship too.
Ooh.
Oh, there's a complication,
So a
but you got
success-
1 success. Okay.
So a total of 3 successes from that.
Okay. And you find the ship with the governor on it.
Hailing frequencies are open, Captain.
Thank you. On screen.
I put it up on the main viewer.
You see 2 funny-looking humanoids with big ears, and One of them seems to be the dominant one and speaks. Hello there. I am Olga. I am governor of this world. Number one.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Commander Renix of the starship Omicron from the planet Earth. Why is everyone fleeing from your planet? We're getting one signal saying the Borg are coming, the Borg are coming. What is this? Do you need assistance?
You do not know the Borg?
We have not heard of anything or anyone called the Borg.
Well, it is probably good, but also unfortunate at the same time. Because now, you will know the Borg.
What can you tell us about them?
All I can tell, if you see a Borg, you will become one of them. They destroy whole worlds, whole systems, whole sectors. If they find you, you better run.
How do they do such things?
They have superior advanced technology. They are a machine, or at least partly a machine. And recently, they discovered our world. And now they are coming. I suggest you
So they
run.
So they enslave your people?
They don't enslave. They simulate. They turn us into them.
In what manner do they do this?
They inject some kind of liquid into you. I not know what it is. I am a science person myself, but I've yet to figure out what they do. But they inject something into you that turns them into you. They could even turn your structures and computers into them. They convert everything into them. They are a menace. They will destroy this whole galaxy.
So are they're machines? That like cybernetic augmentation? Or a hive mind, or
Cyborg. I would say they are cyborgs. They're half biological and half machine. Or mostly by machine and little biological, maybe.
all right. I'm motioning for cut the sound for a second. Captain, was there anything else you wanted to know about this?
That is very interesting indeed. I am not sure what we should do.
We might, Captain, if I may, we might ask where they are going, and if we might join them under the circumstances. It sounds like we don't want to be here when the Borg arrive.
Yes, it does. But can they be more formidable than us? We can't
Especially
just
given that we are
we can't just
especially
let all
given
these
that we are
people
only
die.
one. We could offer to help protect their convoy en route to wherever they are going.
Do we not need to figure out what this enemy is? If it's going through and destroying whole worlds?
Yes, either way we
Maybe
must.
Also,
observe from a distance and then flee?
Also, Captain, we might ask for the technical specifications of their ships.
Yeah, it
Do
might
they
be
have any
worthwhile
battleships?
to find out where we sit.
Number one?
Do they have warp?
Number one, you could ask them.
Fly back. Sorry to keep you waiting. We were wondering, how far technologically advanced are your ships in comparison to them?
Oh. We haven't been a spacefaring civilization for long. We just discovered warp maybe 30, 40 years ago. We are no match
So you
for the
do
Borg.
have warp technology.
But your ship looks very strong. We have no force, no lasers, nothing. We can't fight anybody.
And do you know what the capabilities of these Borg ships are?
I just hear rumors and I read books and articles about the Borg. Nothing less. There's not much information that gets out here, but we know about the Borg. And somehow they found us. And there's still millions of people to evacuate. You think you could help us?
We certainly, we'll discuss this and see. But maybe you should tell us the coordinates of where you're going, so it may be best if you cannot fight to flee there, and we can rendezvous with you there and let you know of the outcome. And
We do not know where we're going. We just have to go far from here. Very far. We don't know how we're going to survive, but we must run. And
Commander Renix, it might be useful if we're able to find out where the Borg are coming from. Maybe we can, if we can fight them, maybe we can intercept them before they get here.
that's true. If we may ask, what direction are they coming from? Where are they at that they're approaching, and how far away are they now?
I do not know. They come from out of nowhere. I do not know. I'm sorry.
No, that's understandable. And it may be best if you flee from here.
And
But give us some something so we can track you.
Talus, you get a reading on your sensors of a ship that appeared out of not quite warp, some kind of different signature than warp, but it appeared out of nowhere, and you see this ship appear. It's out of nowhere. Its attention was focused elsewhere. By now it seems to be focused on you. And this big green light comes out of it. And it you feel like it's scanning you.
Shields up.
I'm going to raise shields.
While they're doing that, see if you can scan that ship for anything useful.
Aye, sir.
If we need to get out of here, just let me know in a hurry.
I would recommend getting out of here and doing our best to accompany the fleet. It is better if we can save some of them by accompanying them than trying to save all and failing in doing so.
If they're going to jump into warp, if we can delay them for a little while, that may be their best chance.
Should I position us between this new ship and the fleet?
Yes. Bring it around so we are the primary target. And keep our shields up.
Okay. Bring it around and rotate so that we're pointing towards it.
We're trying to give them some time to get away. Anything useful coming from those scans?
Do I need to make another roll, or can I actually use one of the momentum from the previous rolls to essentially redo the scan, focusing on the Borg ship? Presumably Borg ship.
I think the momentum will give you extra dice. One momentum for one dice, 2 momentum for another dice after that.
I'm just asking if it's still within the range of the last scan that I did, because if we generated momentum from that, we can use it to spend 1 momentum for obtain information to find out about this. But I can make another roll and
no, because
not mess it up.
No, because this would be a different situation. The other scan was based on trying to find the ship of the Destanu, and now this is you're trying to scan this alien vessel that seems to be probing you.
All right. Okay.
But you could spend a momentum for extra dice if you want. And you could use your don't forget to use your ship. I got the ship there. You got that, right?
Yep.
Okay.
What's the difficulty of for the scan?
The
is it still difficulty 1?
No, this difficulty is 3. This is
okay.
This is a very hard, technologically advanced ship here. Way far superior than your technology.
Okay, in that case, I think given what my scores are like, I might actually use all 3 momentum to get 2 extra dice. If none of the other crew object.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Two successes. There you go. Okay, so you managed to gather. You can't really penetrate.
But do we want to roll for the ship as well?
Yeah, use the ship also.
Okay, yeah. Don't forget to use the ship.
Okay.
The console.
Yeah, I'll roll that.
Okay, so you don't manage to scan the interior of the ship, but you do get really good information about how this thing got here. It travels at a superior warp capability. It's not like normal warp. It uses a different technology, but you're able to get its signature and may be able to detect it in the future.
Okay. I relay that to my captain.
Do they appear to be paying any more attention to us?
They seem to scan you, and then all of a sudden they're gone.
They left? They didn't go after the other...
No. They warped out of here.
Captain, I might suggest that was a scout ship of some sort.
Yeah, I feel that they left before because they had more help.
It seems so. Now, what's going to come next?
I would say we withdraw back as far as our sensors will allow and wait and see if they come back with more reinforcements.
Captain, as much I like a good fight as much as the next being, but I might suggest that we don't want to be here when they come back.
We're not going to fight them when they come back. We're going to try to gather information before we have to run. Considering we have some of the best scanners in the fleet, and we couldn't even penetrate their hull, that's not a good sign.
That is my point. If we and the other ships are not here, it may be harder for them to track us. If we leave in their presence, it may be easier.
And you hear a beep from your hail. Boga seems to be demanding your attention.
On screen. Greetings again.
That was the Borg probe ship. That is how we found out that they know about us.
So that is the ship that comes before the main force?
Yes, we assume. We do not know for sure, but we seem to be like an easy victim for the Borg.
If you're going to flee, I suggest you do so now. Go to warp and get out of here. Get as many of your people to safety or away from here as you can.
But your ship, you could possibly store hundreds of people on your ship. Can you help us?
We are not even from this sector. We were transported here from the other side of the galaxy by an unknown being. As fanciful as that may seem. So, if we took people onto our ship, we would have no place to take them to.
Captain Speck.
Captain, do you wish to bring on the refugees from this planet?
Can't just leave them there to die, Captain.
Number one.
Captain,
Tarek,
yes.
Go ahead. You got something to add to this?
I do. As much as I would like to, as nice as it would be to help a handful of them, we do not know when we will be able to resupply again. We do not know what their dietary requirements are. We may simply be postponing the inevitable by a few days or weeks, and in the meantime, we would deplete our own resources. I consider it inadvisable to take any significant number of refugees. Having said that, if we could bring some scientists on board, we might be able to pick some things up from what they have discovered here.
Well, Tarek, you ignore simple logic. Simple logic states that that the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the one. And we are the one. One ship.
This is true, but if we find ourselves starving, we will be unable to assist the others who are already on ships. They are the many.
Nevertheless, I feel
okay,
that
let me step out of character. Let me step out of character for a second. We have energy to matter converters, don't we, in this time period? So we have like endless food supply, don't we?
We don't have replicators yet, do we?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
No.
Do we have replicators?
I don't know. I don't know if they have replicators.
Food synthesizers, I think they get called. So to a limited like not having to have food on board stored, but
what is our?
Yeah.
I mean, because Eric's concern is going to simply be how long are our supplies good for? If we double our onboard complement, that cuts the time we have to find a replacement food source in half.
Yeah, that's why we're asking about replicators. I mean, do we have to worry about food?
What,
I mean, that's the question. What time period are we in? That's why I had to step out.
I probably would have said the limiting factor was going to be the capacity of the life support systems. That the ship can only hold X number of people breathing in oxygen and out carbon dioxide at a time, and obviously limited on how much space there is in the ship. I mean, we're not going to be able to handle the millions of people that were apparently still on the planet, but a few hundred, maybe 1,000 if we really crammed people into, cargo bays and that sort of thing. Maybe.
How much space do we have on the ship that we can use?
Yeah. Also, there's the question of...
I'm sorry, go ahead, Gray.
Yeah, I was just going to say there's also the question of using the transporters. How much energy is that going to take?
And how much time will it
Well,
take?
We are at least at like fusion energy, so I mean we should have almost unlimited energy unless there's an issue with it.
Yeah, it's again probably more going to be about how quickly we can beam up however many people we're beaming up. Broadly speaking, something like 6 at a time per transporter room, and we've maybe got 2 of those on a Constitution class ship. But I can maybe wrangle some classic Starfleet engineer, bending the laws of physics to my will to speed up the process some way if the dice gods are on my side.
So do we know how many people we can actually physically have realistically on the ship?
Safely.
In addition to what we have already?
Tell us, you're the engineer.
I mean,
can't we just transport from site to site instead of using the transporter rooms?
We can, but that can take some time to set up. What I've been thinking about though is if we launched a couple of probes into orbit in the planet, we then have 3 points of reference for our scanners to be able to lock onto whoever we were beaming up. We might be able to get more accurate locks on those people and be able to speed up the cycle so that we could maybe if it all goes to best case, we can maybe beam up several hundred people within, I don't know, half an hour, maybe an hour.
I'll also point out that it might be possible down the line to transport some of these people off to the other ships. It basically, we can get them up here faster than any of the fleeing craft that hope to get back down and get people off. And that would lessen the longer term stress on our ship.
Depending on the capacity of the Atanu ships, then that could work as well.
I don't think the fleeing craft are going to go back. I think they're at capacity. That's the thing. Speaking to them again, are there any more ships that are going to be leaving the planet, or are all the rest of the people there left with no hope?
Unfortunately, all our ships are off the planet now.
And
All
how
the
many people are left? Millions?
Millions. But if you target the major cities, you will get the best our civilization has to have in order to start to breed our species again. There would be our scientists and our construction people, and if you can help.
Are these gathered
hundreds
somewhere
of
where
help.
we can? Are these gathered somewhere together in some of the major cities that you could tell us where they were?
Could you give us the coordinates for any science institutions or universities to target?
I can do that, but there's no guarantee. The people are all in a panic, so they'll be all everywhere. So I guess you just gotta randomly get randoms and hopefully for the best. But your best chances of odds of getting people that can help prosper our civilization again is the big cities. I'll give you the coordinates now.
If I might suggest, if you have the ability to communicate with the population on your planet, it might serve to help calm some of the people who we'll be trying to help, and also not make it seem as though they're suddenly disappearing into thin air, and for those that are remaining behind, because I would imagine it would be somewhat unnerving to go through this process without any warning.
Yes, if you could communicate with your people and let them know this is going to happen. We don't actually know your language. We're, of course, using a universal translator. It will be better coming from you.
Captain, I would recommend having any ship's counselors on hand to assist with calming them.
There is no chance. Like I said, our society is very primitive. We're a newborn, spacefaring civilization. The people are chaotic. I have no way to calm them down. You would just have to pick up randoms and hope for the best. But the more, the better. The higher our gene pool, the better we can live on.
Yeah, Captain, let's just grab what we can, and we'll sort this out after. It sounds like we need to get out of here.
Yeah, I agree. Send out two beacons so we have a triangulation point, and then start beaming.
Okay, so who's going to send the beacon? That would be sensors, and that'd be sensors. So Talus, where's that Hawk 2? He's still not around.
He's communications.
It's all those clams he ate.
Oh, he's science.
So the launching a probe would be sensors science. There's not generally a
it's a minor action
for that.
Yeah, it's a
yeah.
So it's like a zero thing, right?
And
but you roll.
It's essentially just
you roll just for
it changes what. Yeah, could do that.
And you could get a complication.
The other thing I want, one thing I wanted to suggest as well is to maybe launch a probe in the direction that that scout ship left in, to maybe give us a better chance of being alerted if it or its bigger siblings decide to come back.
Okay. So I think who's our engineer? Sorry,
that's me.
Is that you? Okay. Do you think you can work on? We got some pretty good readings off their ship for their warp signature. Do you think you can rig up something so maybe we could have an early warning system?
I mean, I can definitely put something together. How well it's going to work, I don't know. But anything I can put together is going to be better than just showing up on our doorstep suddenly.
All right, let's get those transports on the way and go ahead and start working on that.
Captain, should we send down one or more shuttlecraft? Do you think we have time?
Tarek, you know you're supposed to speak directly to number 1.
I apologize. Under the circumstances, I was trying to cut through the red tape, as it were.
Eric, I don't think that would be in our best interest. They could show up at any moment, and then we could lose people and craft. I think the initial idea of transporting as many as we can is our best option.
Okay, so roll me the scanner roll there, Talus.
All right. Is this for the transporting or for the early warning?
The probes. The probes.
The probes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll say you do the probes and the early warning at the same time, just to get it over with quick.
All right.
Actually, since you're gonna,
okay,
we'll do one for each. Do one for each. Do the probes. There's a 0 difficulty.
All right. So the probes. Here we go.
Okay.
All right. 1 success. Nice. And so then, that's right. And then for the beaming, I'm thinking. So I have a couple of abilities that help us out on this now that we're doing the transporting. So I think what I'm going to do here is to get an extra die using threat. They gulp ominously, because that'll let me re-roll a die, and where is it? And it will also mean I generate a bonus momentum for the roll because I'm a cool Andorian. So we're rolling 3 dice, using a focus this time. Here goes.
Nice.
Dang.
You know what? I'm not going to get greedy. I'm not going to try and re-roll that 9 into a critical success. I think I'm going to sit on those 5 successes.
Yeah, let's just take those 5. Yeah,
because we do get a bonus momentum on top of that as well.
Oh, nice roll.
You know what? When I'm good at something, I'm good at something.
That's impressive.
Well, you get 5 momentum. Okay, so yes. Yeah, and I'm gonna give those 5 successes, meaning that you transported 50 people to the cargo bay. And Boga, the leader, is like, and I'm hoping that you would eventually transport me and Ebb here to your ship too, when you got time.
Sorry, I'll full up.
Okay.
I'm going to cut the comm, and that one I'm going to throw to the captain. I mean, he's the leader of their people.
Okay, so
Should we go ahead and bring him over here diplomatically?
Yeah, we're a long way from home, Captain. We could use some friends.
Talus, with your success enabling to decipher that Borg probe's warp technology. You give it a name. You have to name it something. It's a new technology, so you give it a trans-warp, you call it. So
yep.
Talus was the inventor of that name. And you detect a signature coming from thousands of AU away. It's some kind of ship that is, or structure that is fairly big. You detect like 3 kilometers. It seems to be like a square, 3 kilometer edges, a cube.
What could that be?
How long will it be before it's here?
So this is where we're going to introduce the Star Trek mechanic of extended tasks. And I got a task here.
Okay.
And I'll allow everybody to view it. And here it is, everybody, for the audience to see. So basically they're trying to transport people off the planet. And the progress is 6. And each of these is the difficulty is how many successes you need to succeed in transporting. Resistance is 1. That goes off your impact. Basically, your impact is how many of these things you could tick off. So every success you get, you go up the track until you get to 6, and then your cargo bay is full. If you don't make it till then that ship will break through and enter the system. Okay, and there's points in the extended task. At number 3, it says there's a breaking point. Number 5, there's a breaking point. That's when something good might happen or something bad might happen. Okay, so you learn of this ship. You learn of that big ship coming there, Talus. So I don't know how you want to communicate that to your number 1 officer, but
Commander, the probe we sent out trailing the scout ship, getting some details back from it. I'm roughly 1,000 AU out from our current location. We've got a ship that looks to be, similar sort of design, but a very different scale. Very square, or probably roughly cube-like, and they appear to be headed in our direction, at least for the moment, at sublight speeds.
So how long do you think we have before it arrives?
Fairly hard to say. We've seen their ability to travel a lot faster than our own standard warp drives would allow. They could show up at any moment, really. But if they don't, we've got, it's a matter of hours at most before they'd arrive.
You're guessing 15 minutes.
15 minutes?
And when I say hours, I mean like at most a quarter of them. Sorry, old engineering habits.
Yes.
Dude, I usually I do it the other way around. I'm so sorry, Commander. But yeah, about 15 minutes.
All right, there's no time for hyperbole right now. Tarek, are you weapons security?
Yes. I'm tactical.
Okay. Tarek, do you think you can rig up something like a flash bang or something that does like an EMP pulse that might at least maybe hide our signature, so when they get here, when we warp, we might be able to escape without them being able to track us? And wipe out some of our signature trail?
Does that seem possible, A? And B, can I get, if so, would engineering assisting help?
I mean,
that was an out of character. That was out of character to Omega. Does that even seem plausible?
Technically, I think it says anything is possible.
I'm trying to figure out that might be a helm piloting thing, or would that be a tactical?
I'm kind of wanting to like. I'm thinking about him sending out like some sort of like photon torpedo sort of thing that has a modified head on it that will kind of do a flashbang EMP sort of thing, so it scatters our warp signal.
I'm pretty sure I need engineering to mess with the hardware that way.
Yeah, that'd definitely be an engineering thing for sure. It would be both engineering and tactical. So I would say tactical, actually, because tactical, you do build weapons, right? You do understand how they're made.
What would the engineering role be?
He could definitely.
So that would fall under. Okay, that would fall under security for 4.
So what would the engineering be? Control engineering? Because I might be able to assist him. My engineering's pretty high. I would have like a 14 for control engineering.
Yeah, that sounds good. Control engineering.
I mean, as long as I'm not also still doing the transporter, I'd be a good candidate for that as well.
Yeah, I was
control engineering. Yeah, but I might be tied up in the transporter room.
Yeah, that's why I said I could volunteer.
Yes, tell us. Hawk
doing everything you can.
Hawk 2 is not here, and we need you on those sensors. So, I guess Tarek has to do it.
Okay. What do you want me to roll?
Control and engineering.
That's 11 plus 2.
Do you want me to roll control engineering?
Yeah. Could you just walk me through this since?
But you're the commanding officer. You can assist, but he has to succeed for your roll to count, though.
That was not intentional.
Yeah, so you need to like click your attribute, then click your discipline, and then click perform task. You'll see the little check marks go beside of it.
Where is that? So sorry, I'm trying to
just put a check mark
on your character sheet. Yeah.
At the top right of the screen, where you got the little toolbar, there's the third button along's a little silhouette of a person.
Yep.
And that should bring up a.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm rolling engineering control.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll.
And we do have some momentum, so if you're wanting to add extra die to this,
let me use 1 momentum, because that'll add 1 die to it.
Okay.
Yep.
How do I trigger that?
Just hit perform task. It'll give you the option.
Yeah.
And do you have any focuses that might be relevant to this?
Focuses. Diplomacy, hand phaser, survival, chain of command, negotiation, and EBO. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I am checking. The talents don't really come, so it'll be that. Okay, so
yeah, just give it a roll. Just give it a roll.
Go ahead and. Okay, let me just. I added 1 dice.
Okay.
Nice.
3 successes. So you
3
get
successes.
2 momentum.
Well,
the most you could have is 5 momentum. So.
Yeah, I used 1 momentum for that.
Okay, so yeah, it's gonna take a little bit of time, but you can go do that. So you would have to go off the bridge and go down to the torpedo bay room to be able to do that.
Do I roll to assist him?
Not forget it. We'll just say you didn't need to.
Okay.
And then, so Talus is getting to work because he's under a time constraint. You want to teleport some more people off that planet before the Borg get here. So make another roll. It's the difficulty is 2. And what are you using? Your engineering?
Yeah, control engineering.
So whatever the engineering of the ship is your impact. That's your impact. So.
Okay, so
your impact is 2, but take away 1 because the resistance of this thing, this task is whatever the resistance is comes off your impact. So your impact is 1.
Okay.
Difficulty 2. You're trying to locate the people in the city in northern continent. It's a city in the plains. You get a picture on the view screen of what it looks like. Go ahead and roll.
All right, so I think for this one, because I really want this to succeed, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my one of my values. Sometimes hope is a choice, to spend my determination before I roll. So that should basically gives me a third die that is treated as having already rolled a 1. So it starts me off with 2 successes. And I'm going to also do the same thing that I did before to spend a threat to get an additional die again. But that one I've got to roll. But that then gives me the re-roll if I need it, because I am bold in engineering. So
you're spending determination?
Spending my determination, yeah, using, that was it. Sometimes hope is a choice, because this otherwise seems like a fairly hopeless situation.
Would you like me to give you your determination back? I can spend 3 points of momentum and give your determination back to you.
I have the veteran talent, so I might be able to get it back on my own. So, but I won't say no if it turns out that I do need it. But anyway, so I'm going to roll using a focus, using a determination, rolling 3 die.
And 3 successes.
Okay, but is that 1, 2, 3? Oh, okay, so it didn't. Okay, that only. So I actually need to roll 1 more die because it just gave me the auto 1.
Yep.
Okay, so a total of 4 successes. Oh yeah, I'm also gonna re-roll the 19. I'm using my bold talent. Whenever I get an extra die from threat, I get to re-roll 1. So replacing the 19
with a
13. So I get.
What I didn't notice is not showing me the complications here. Okay, so you didn't get any 20s.
What was?
Okay, so
no 20s.
No 20s.
Okay, so you don't really need all that because you got enough momentum already. But basically, but you go up to 2, but you could spend 2 momentum to go up another 1 to do it quicker.
So yeah, I think is there a way? Could I spend? Because we've got a lot of momentum at the moment. Would we be able to spend 2 of that to create a trait that makes it easier for us to beam these people up? That maybe we can permanently get rid of the resistance rather than sort of spending it once at a go. That having made this attempt, we've been able to tune the sensors on the probes and on the ship to cut through any extra interference in the planet's atmosphere and in the buildings themselves, so that we're able to target the people that much faster. Is that possible, Mr. GM, sir?
Yeah, sure. I'll allow you two momentum for that, and 2 momentum if you want to decrease the time, so make that go to 3. So that's 4 momentum total.
I certainly feel that's a good choice. The momentum's a group pool, so I'm not going to spend it too willy-nilly, but yeah, that seems like it's good for us.
Yeah.
Okay, but then you hit a breaking point.
We just gained 3 momentum from that roll, didn't we?
The resistance went to 0, but now you're at a break point where I could increase something. So the resistance goes back up to 1. So you had it down to 0, but now it's back up to 1.
Okay, so he got 5 successes on the previous roll. Do we get 3 momentum since he succeeded by 3 more than what he needed for the 2?
Oh yeah, you could spend the momentum you got, and then whatever's left over gets added to the pool. You needed difficulty 2, and you got 5 successes, so you got 3 momentum. So you just lost 1, so you're at 4.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Did you get your determination back, Talus?
Yep, so I just roll a d20, and if it's equal to or less than my control, which is 11...
Well, the determination has to be, you have to use it with a mission directive or your value. That's the only way you could use a determination.
Yeah, so I used it with my value. Sometimes hope is a choice. And because I have the veteran talent, I'm quote-unquote wise and experienced and draw upon inner reserves of willpower and determination. And so, whenever I spend a determination, I can roll a d20, and if it's equal to or less than my control rating, I can immediately regain that point of determination. So my control is 11.
So this is going on the next roll? The teleport?
This is just to see if I get my determination back.
Okay.
And I roll a 1, which is definitely less than my 11 control rating. I probably would have preferred that on an actual roll, but I'll take it. So I actually get my determination back from that.
Okay.
Nice. So we're we're trying for our 4 success now.
So that roll doesn't count as a success, or that's purely like a coin flip.
As a GM, I hate determination in this game. I'm used to kicking players' asses with the pre-league games, and this is like this game. It's like easy to succeed, right? But I got threat, right? So I could use the threat on shit. But
right.
I'm not good at that yet. Okay, so so you teleported.
Watch me use threat less and less as the game goes on.
So you teleported another 50 people. So you got 110 people in the cargo bay, and it could hold 500. And so you're checking your scanners, and that ship is getting really close. You better hurry up and fill up the cargo bay, or leave now, because that ship is getting really close. Like it's going to be here any minute now.
Rashid, are we ready to take off when the ship shows up? Coyote.
Yeah, Yeah, we're ready to go. Give me the word.
Are we ready to want to launch that torpedo, Tarek?
Omega, am I ready?
Yeah, you made the roll, right?
What do you want to do?
I did. I didn't know. I didn't know where we were on timeline for that. That's what I make sure. Because you said it was going to take a little bit.
I figured you were going to use this torpedo in warp or something. You're going to use it now?
We're going to use it when they appear. So the idea is basically so we can kind of like scramble our warp signal, and then we can hit warp and like take off, so they won't be able to chase us with what we've got. So we can stay as long as we possibly can.
I'm not sure if it would be drop the torpedo, hit warp, or hit warp, then drop the torpedo. I'm not sure which order it would be in.
Okay, drop the torpedo, then hit warp. We want the torpedo to explode right as we hit warp, basically.
Yeah, drop, warp, boom.
Yeah, I'm expecting that's probably going to take a piloting roll, definitely.
Oh yeah, the pilot would be
waiting for it.
Okay, so
I say we try one more transport if they're almost here, and be ready to gun it.
Yeah, let's push it. Let's get as many as we can.
All right.
Boga, are you going to transport me? There's only 2 of us here. I think you need to transport the leader of the ship.
You know where they're at. Go ahead and grab those 2 in this group.
So you're going to have to waste a transporter on him if you want to take 2, or do you want to take 100 people off the planet, or whatever?
Well, as the captain said, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few leaders. So bring 50 more.
But Boga's like, because he's got open comms, he's like, but who's going to lead the society? The needs of the many
while you still can.
Cannot be led without.
There are many ships here.
But
there are many ships here. Lead your people. Lead your people that are in these ships.
Very well.
Y'all need to go ahead and warp while you can before they get here. They are almost here. We know they're coming.
Have they evacuated the Secretary of Education yet?
He's in our cargo bay.
Would the Etanu ship actually, with Ogre on there, actually fit in our shuttle bay? Is it like that sort of size?
Yeah, possibly. You need some maneuvers to be able to do that.
Yeah, if we pull it in with a tractor beam, maybe that we could be doing that while we're also beaming up 100 or so from the surface. If our tactical officer feels like they're up to
Is tractor beam 1
manipulating the tractor beam that way?
Okay, if you want to do that,
make that happen.
The pilot would need a thruster maneuver to be able to get that in position.
I can do that if need be.
If you look at your sheet of what you can do there, it should have thruster maneuver on there.
Under minor action, I have thrusters.
Yeah.
Or do you mean maneuver? Maneuver's a major action.
You're gonna use a thruster maneuver. To get in position.
So, which is that?
It should say on your.
Under minor actions, I have thrusters, and under major actions, I have maneuvers.
Did you read them? Whatever one is for the situation.
I think it would be maneuver.
Yeah, maneuver, I would think.
Okay.
So control con.
Yeah.
And then engines con for the ship.
Right. So this is my roll.
I'll roll for the ship.
I'm gonna take a momentum.
All right.
Okay, so 1 momentum going.
Nice, 3 successes.
Okay, so you take the ship and you maneuver it, and the docking bays is on the back end of the ship, and you move it around, and then now you need to roll for the tractor beam, which would be that would be the tactical officer, Tarek. Roll an attack.
Okay,
with
what would I roll
beam.
for that?
That would just be an attack with the tractor beam, just a normal.
That'd be control security for.
Yeah, control security.
Okay, perform task. How much money do we have? Can I use 1 momentum for this, please?
Okay, somebody can use the ship too, the console.
Did I gain any momentum from my 3 success?
Yeah, you gained 2. So you're at 3 total now.
Rolling my Yep, I'm rolling my dice. 2 dice in the pool, right?
Yeah.
If you're taking a momentum, it would be 3.
3. Yeah,
okay.
You're 2 and then 1
3.
more. 1 success.
Okay, and I'll roll for the ship.
0. So you get another momentum.
Got 1 success.
You don't get a momentum. So yeah, so you succeed in tractoring the ship into your bay. And Dallas, you're gonna try another beam.
Yep. And I think I'll do it exactly the same way as I did before. So I'll use my determination again that I got back. I'll use a threat for an extra die, and so I then get access to the reroll if I need it.
Five
Yep.
successes.
5 successes.
So you get another 50 people. So that's 160 people plus the ship is on board. And when you do that last teleportation, a darkness appears out of nowhere. Out of nowhere, a big, giant cube teleports in front of you. Comes out of nowhere.
All right, that's your cue.
That's our cue. Let's get.
Launch the torpedo, explode it, and hit warp.
Number 1. Shouldn't we do a scan of this new technology? We got to know what we're facing.
As soon as get the scan running right now, and then get us out of here. We have seconds.
Actually, before you're scanning, they're scanning you. Big green lights coming.
I'm out of here.
Your shields are up, right?
Shields are up.
I declared that long ago.
Yeah. Roll a sensor roll.
Aye, Commander. What's the difficulty going to be on this roll? Is it
4.
3 like it was for the 4?
No, this one's 4. This is a tougher ship. This is a tactical cube. It's not just no normal cube. This is like our first Starfleet Adventures battle, and we're going all in. We're fighting a cube. Yeah.
We're going to bravely run away.
How did you know my middle name was Sir Robin?
Exactly.
All right. So difficulty's 4. I don't think I've got a value that applies.
The complication range is minus 1 too, so 19 up is a complication.
Oh,
or actually, it's minus 2,
Yep.
so 20 or 18 and up is a complication.
Okay.
That's what we've been doing here. Like, the more dice you roll, the more chances you get the complication too, right? So.
Oh yeah, I know. Given there's a difficulty 4, and this is, I don't really have a focus that applies. So I kind of need to roll extra die to have a decent shot at it. I think I kind of have to spend 3 momentum to get 2 extra die.
I mean, I hate to say it like this. We could always just accept that we're boned on this one.
We could do that as well.
Yeah, we don't know. We're already scanning, though. We can't. That's kind of meta. I mean, we don't know we can't scan it. So go ahead and take the 3 momentum.
I think you just, spend it.
Yep.
Spend it.
All right. Rolling 4.
Three successes. No you got 1 complication.
So yes, I didn't adjust the complication. So yeah, there is 1 complication.
And we can do a ship roll too, right?
Yes.
Do the ship roll.
Was it communications con?
It'd be sensors. It'd be sensors science for this one.
Yeah.
And just the 1 die.
Just 1 dice?
Yeah, any assist roll is just 1 die.
Oh, okay.
So 4.
4 success.
That gives you another 3 momentum.
But one complication in there.
Okay, so yeah, the complication is you're scanning this thing, and you're able to penetrate it, and you're discovering foreign technology. It's chaotic. It seems to be operating as one, like a sort of hive or something. Everything leads to one thing, and this technology is way more advanced than you, and you have no idea how to decipher it. But your computers is taking in some of the data, and you could save it for later to maybe try to make sense of it. But right now you have no idea, and the complication is that your sensors get cut right off suddenly, and the ship blocks it, and now your sensors do not work at all on it, and all of a sudden an intercom hail opens up on your channel.
We're being hailed, Captain.
Open comms. Open comms.
We are the Borg. Lower your shields and surrender your ship. We will add your biological and technological distinctiveness to our own. Your culture will adapt to service us. Resistance is futile.
Unfortunately, humans are fairly resistant. Tarek, launch that torpedo and get us out of here.
All right, what do I roll for the torpedo?
Control security.
Okay. I'm going to throw. Throw 1 momentum. Yeah, I'm going to throw a momentum in here.
Be assisted with the ship's weapons security.
Yep, I can roll that.
Yep. Okay, so I'm rolling 3 dice.
Oh yeah. 3 successes.
Okay, so you launch the torpedo, and the torpedo explodes.
Get us out of here now, Rashid. Warp.
Warp.
Yeah.
Okay. So if someone can assist with the ship's engines and con.
You need a control and con with assist with engines cons. Yeah, you're right. You need to transfer power. You need to transfer reserve power, so you won't have any reserve power by doing this.
All right, that's fine by me.
Assuming this works, there won't be a problem, and assuming this doesn't work, it still won't be a problem.
Since they're busy, I'll roll the assist with the control con.
Nice, 3 successes.
Okay, so you end up hitting the warp button. You start going to warp.
See what you can figure out about that data we got from the sensors. That stuff looked totally alien to me.
Yeah, I assuming we've got an opportunity to, I'd like to see if we can analyze the readings we did get of both the original scout ship and the cube, and see if we've got any sort of records that even remotely match in our database.
There is nothing in your database that you find. Tell us, you can't find anything.
Okay.
Captain Speck says to you, tell us. You let me know anything on that ship.
Nothing that matches anything in our records, Captain. Maybe there's indications that it's maybe of several different origins that are somehow combined, but none that we're able to recognize, given the access that we had before they were able to block our scans.
Moments pass, and your sensors pick up, and the view screen picks up the Borg ship gaining on you.
Yeah, they're catching up to us.
Rashid. Alas, if you put more power to the engines, we got to get the ship faster than this thing. We sure be able to outrun this thing. We're at warp 6 now. You think how fast can we push these engines?
Well, I can try to regain power and divert it into the warp drive. We can push them and see how far we can get them to run.
How fast warp can we go without damaging the engines?
Let's find out.
This ship, so you know, this ship can go. Warp 8 actually is risking failure. It's the absolute maximum you could take it. It's like big chance it's going to break down. But you're going warp 6 now. This warp 6 is cruising speed.
Well, if I can attempt the regain power task, we'll replenish the reserve power, and we can then reroute it to the engines and give us that boost, assuming it works. So control engineering.
I gotta spend some threat first. I haven't spent any threat, so I'm gonna spend 4 threat. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm gonna roll 4 clicks, 4 most wheels closer. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, so control engineering. And this is specifically, well, this is just for the restoring power.
Yeah, I guess you got to restore a reserve power, right?
Yeah, I got to restore it before I can reroute it to the engine. So
yeah.
I think technically, if not in actuality, my warp engine's focus doesn't apply yet. But yeah, let's. What was it? Cisco said fortune favors the bold, so I'm going to be bold in my engineering. I'm going to buy an extra die with threat, so I can have that reroll. And yep, okay, so
nice.
Okay, 3 successes. So we've regained power. So there's with a difficulty of 1. So we've restored the ship's reserve power. And if we have to do it again, it'll mean that regained power will have a difficulty of 2 next time. And so then I want to reroute it to the engines, because that
Go ahead, roll.
Okay. Control engineering. I've got to focus this time.
Tarek, while you're doing that, Tarek.
Yes.
With those scans, can you penetrate their armor?
What would I need? Roll-wise, what would I need to be able to do that?
You can't penetrate their armor, basically. That's what you're getting. You would need to do modifications to your weapons to be able to penetrate that armor.
Yeah.
They got a shielding too.
Yeah, Captain, not as things currently stand. I would need to modify the weapons, and I'm not sure I can do that on the fly.
Yeah, they got 26 shields.
Wasting them.
Meaning you got to do 26 damage just to get their shields down.
Yeah. Captain,
but I'm sure it's a piece of cake after that.
Captain, I believe there's an ancient human phrase, that dog won't hunt.
Four successes. Right. So you rewrite power to the warp core. So now you want to try and increase the power. Now the power's there. Now it's up to you. Do you want to try to push it?
I feel like we kind of have to.
Of course we do. Increase the warp 7.
Warp 7 would just be a normal warp roll. That would be the pilot roll. That would be a control con.
Okay.
Warp 8 is where it gets tricky. Okay, so you speed up.
Nice.
So the Borg cube goes back a little bit.
Is it still gaining on us?
You gained on it. But now it's my turn. I'm going to spend 5 threat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's coming. It realizes this, and it starts gaining on you.
Can we get more speed out of this? Can we increase the warp 8? Make it happen.
Tarek will immediately, without even being asked, will head over to assist. Because that would be control con. I think well, can he assist?
Yeah, you can assist at a console. One person could assist at a console.
Okay. Yeah. Tarek will rush over to start assisting. That's going to be control con.
All right. So another. Is there any extra for my roll on this one?
You got 6 momentum, or you only got 5 momentum. That's the most you could have. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm going to use the momentum on this one. So that'll bring me up to 3 dice.
Flash your video cam there.
Say again? Oh, that's weird.
Don't log out of your video though. Just stay there.
Also,
yep.
play,
rolling.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful.
So what was that doing exactly?
That was the assist roll?
Yeah. Assisting with the warp.
Well, the assist is only 1 dice. I think. Tell us.
Yeah, assisting would normally be just the one roll, 1 die.
1 dice, yeah.
Can we just say, for the sake of discussion, given how that went, that Tarek basically just stepped over and took over? Just took over.
Sure. Sounds good. That was that good roll. You don't want to waste. You don't want to waste that, right?
Well, touch my wheel. She's not happy about someone taking over this wheel from.
and
I want to go fast.
And you actually hear Tarek mutter, "Hey, let's take the wheel."
But what'd you do there? I don't even know what you did. What was the point of that?
We increased the warp 8.
Okay, so you did it. Okay, so and no complications. Because that would have been an 18 plus complication. Okay, you're at warp 8, so the Borg cube goes back further.
You appear to be able to outrun it.
For the moment, but then I use my 2 threat, and it's gaining on you. You realize that this thing is faster than you, and you can't outrun it. You know this thing goes faster in warp 8.
Can I... I'm not sure if I'm doing this right. Can I introduce a trait?
Sure. Well, no, you could do it if you got to spend momentum after your roll.
Does it have to happen after a roll?
Yeah, and it has to be with what you're doing, with what you're rolling for. You spend 2 momentum and make a trait.
Yeah, you did just roll the control, right?
I didn't.
No. So, we'll just say that you realize that your engines are going to tell us, you realize you can't hold this warp 8 for long. And this thing's gaining on you. It's actually getting closer now. And you can't go any faster.
What if we... Yeah. What if we configured a torpedo to detonate ahead of the cube, not try to damage it directly, but disrupt its warp field, force it to drop out of warp, even only briefly, to to let us get away. Especially if we could get them to drop out of warp, and we could maybe find a nebula or something that we could use to hide our location, so that even if they can recover and catch back up phenomenally quickly, like they seem to be able to, maybe we can hide from them.
The ship launches. While you're debating this, the ship launches big green torpedo comes out of the cube and hits your ship and rocks your ship back and forth. The shields take 7 damage off your ship. So you're down to 5. Your shields are at 5 now. Big blow to your shields.
See if you can make it happen. See if you can detonate a torpedo and break their warp field.
Do we want to put Tarek on this or someone else?
Yeah, Tarek.
All right, what am I rolling?
It's
security.
Be control security. And the ship would be assisting with weapon security.
And I'd like to use the momentum on this.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm rolling 3 dice.
Yep. Oh, I can roll the ship's assist.
3 successes. 3 successes.
Okay, you launch the quantum torpedo. It goes, exit the back of the ship. It heads to it, and you hear the vibration. No sound of space, but for this there is. And it just flings off. You see the cube's shields glow for a second, but other than that, it did no damage to the thing.
Wait, we were attempting to cause it to drop out of warp, not to actually hit it.
You know, it didn't do anything to it.
Okay.
In that case, I'd like to scan ahead to see if I can find, as I was saying before, like a nebula or anything else that we might be able to use to hide in by, yeah, the natural stuff scrambling their senses.
Yeah.
Nebula, gas cloud, something like that.
Electromagnetic field.
Roll me a nebula. Or roll me a scanner.
Yep. I will likewise spend a momentum for an extra die. If someone wants to roll for the ship.
Sure,
Sensors science? Be sensors science. Right, 2 successes.
Okay, so you do detect a nebula. It's about 1 light year away.
How long is that going to take to get to?
Oh.
It would take...
At warp 8, we're going to...
Yeah, it'd be a few days. I forget the exact calculation. I wrote it down, but it's going to take a while.
It's what 1 light year?
1 light year. Say 2 light years.
Okay.
There's a mild nebula 2 light years away. I figured it all out, and I wrote down a little formula there. I have it on the ship, I thought. I think I wrote it on your ship. Yeah, I have it on your ship. Warp 8.
Okay, so if we're going warp 8, that's 500
days per light year.
Light speed.
2 days per light year. 4 days. I wrote it on your notes in your ship.
Ah, okay, cool, okay.
So everybody could see the calculation right here. Speed times the speed of light, days per parsec, days per light year. Oh, per light year. Warp 8 is 0.5. So it's 1 day per light year. Or per 2 light years. So 1 day you can get there. And the ship starts, your engines starting to overheat. You can't maintain this explosion, and the Borg ship is getting closer. You can't outrun it. Captain Speck says, I do not think we can outrun this ship. We must face this ship. We have to face it. There's no other way.
Can we hit the brakes fast and let them fly by?
Tarek, get to work in designing some kind of weapon we could use against this thing. We have to fight.
From what we learned from their shield, can you find something that will go in between their shields? If you can find something that'll shoot through it, phasers or anything.
Okay, what do I roll to try and come up with something on the fly here?
Control security.
All right, and I'm going to use momentum on it just because.
No, I would say control science.
Control science.
Yeah, you need some new technology.
All right, definitely. Yeah, okay. Using momentum. Rolling.
No. No successes.
And a complication.
Rashid, take us out of warp. We can't maintain this any longer. It's illogical to try to outrun somebody faster than you.
Backup plans. Check out what that does.
Wait, we only used one momentum there, didn't we?
Yeah.
Thought we were at 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're at 2 now. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, keep an eye on me. Keep an eye on me, because I'm all over the place. And you break out of warp. The captain says break out of warp, so you break out of warp.
Yeah, don't have to roll for that, right?
No. The Borg ship breaks out of warp too.
Also, let's see how many momentum do we have right now?
Lower your shields. Surrender your ship.
You can add.
Resistance is futile.
Add 1 to the momentum. Backup plans adds 1 to the momentum pool on a failure.
Okay. So we got 4. Can you guys do the momentum? Can you operate that?
Yeah, we're at 3.
Okay, yeah. So I'll let you guys do the momentum.
We're at 3. Only 3. I already added 1.
Don't cheat. Australia, let's make sure they don't cheat on momentum. I need some more threat.
All right,
give me some threat.
We are not going to lower our shields. I say make a pass by and fire everything we got at them. Maybe we can bring down those shields.
All right.
Okay, I'll take an attack run.
Okay.
And
that's control plus con.
Okay, so you maneuver the ship into a nice evasive pattern. And Tarek, you're going to try and fire.
Yep. That will be control security.
Yep, and do your ship. Like, the weapons are on your ship, right? You see what weapons you got, right?
Where is...
Thunder characters.
You got phasers and photon torpedoes.
Okay.
So you're going to use a torpedo, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was going to swing by and use phasers.
Actually, yeah. Phasers.
Yeah, we're doing a attack run, so we're swinging by and trying to bust through hit their shields.
Okay, we have weapons.
Oh, that's actually... Sorry, I wasn't supposed to roll that, so just when I do an attack pattern, I fly steady, and it means I get to assist on an attack, the next attack.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Everybody, we're all new at this game, so play it slow.
Yeah.
We'll get better as we go.
All right, Talus, can you do a sensor sweep when we hit their shields and see if we can what's stopping our phasers from penetrating? Maybe we can adjust our phasers to get through their shields.
Understood.
Do I roll my assist before the attack?
After. Well,
I think he has to hit first.
Yeah, your assist doesn't apply unless he works.
Okay.
Okay. Where do I find the weapons? Wait, items found it. Okay, got it.
Just hit the bag.
So that's gonna be 3.
Yeah. There.
Okay, so phaser banks. Okay, include weapons mod or includes. Okay, what do I do here?
Just hit.
So you make your roll, right?
Just throw it. Just roll it. Who cares? Okay. 2. No complications.
2 successes, then roll for the ship, right?
Yeah, roll for the ship.
Assist, right?
Phaser banks are 6 damage, right? So
Right.
do 6 damage to the Borg shields. Okay, so it retaliates with this energy weapon that comes right back at you, and it shoots it and does 16 damage to you. So it hits your shields. How much shields do you have? You got like
6. We had 6, I think.
We were down to 5.
So 10 damage
out of a total of 14.
Yeah, so 10 damage. So you're doing like a breach here.
Okay, I have something to stop that. Hold on a second.
You got something to stop that?
Precautions.
You could stop that?
Yeah, I sure do. I do. As a command, I have precautions. Once per scene, I can, when there's a breach, prevent that breach.
Once per scene. Okay, so how do you roleplay preventing that breach from that laser thing that just cuts through your shields, annihilates your shields, and just
cuts through our shields? But we had gotten some of that reflective plating put on it, so it angles off of it a bit and doesn't breach our hull. Only cuts through the top layer of it. Prevents the breach.
Okay.
So I can't do it again.
But your shields are down. And
okay.
You're all standing in the bridge.
Try and bring the shields back up.
Yep.
You're standing on the bridge at your consoles, and then all of a sudden, these creatures beam aboard. 3 of them.
Shoot them.
Yep.
Hey, we're gonna try to do what we can. We can carry Type 2 phasers, so shoot them.
Okay, well, it's getting late, everybody, so we're just going to role play this. I'm just going to end the scene here. So basically,
Yeah.
they teleport to the bridge. They take the captain, and before you're able to respond, out of your hesitation trying to comprehend the situation, it all happened so fast. Everything, you're in the Alpha Quadrant just on a routine mission, and all of a sudden they grab your captain, and all of a sudden they disappear. And then on the view screen you see a message from the ship. Borg, and they're looking, and the three that were there that took the captain, they surround him and they take this device and they inject something into his neck, and he is a Vulcan. He always has the same expression on his face, and as they inject this something into his neck, you see at first a curiosity twitch his face, and then like a horror as he starts to drift off into some mental realm, and then the signal disappears and is gone. And that is the end of the session, everybody.
For the record, Talus is swearing under their breath in Andorian.
Well, they just wanted the captain. They should have said that all along. They would have pulled over and dropped him off.
Oh, there we go. I move over to the captain's chair now. So.
Yeah, those fourth wall breaks were getting annoying.
Well, are you going to save the captain or what? I don't know, but I had to rush it because we were running out of time. So,
yeah.
But,
Now,
go ahead. Share your
yeah,
feelings.
I was saying, yeah. So I'm just curious as to what was going on with the, I'm going to be very honest, seemingly random use of threat in the warp chase, because it was, it was 4, then 5, then 2.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just using.
You see what I'm asking?
I was just using threat to increase the distance to the thing. I didn't know. There's so many things you could use threat for, and
Okay.
I'm still not really good at that yet.
No.
So,
No, we're all getting used to this. So I was just curious as to how you were using it, basically to sort of pace things out. When I see X amount of threat on the board in the future, it's okay. How badly can you screw us over? you know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. There's different rules. Like I could bring new creatures into the scene by 2 threat, depending on the skill of the creature. It costs more threat. I got rules on how much threat costs for what. I just could bring new. I could make things worse. Go ahead.
Yeah.
As a minimum, the GM can always use threat the same way that we can use momentum. So bringing in extra bad guys for us to face, or making something tougher. Normally a roll is this difficult, but I'm going to spend threat to make it 1 or 2 more difficult. As well as being able to do things like spend threat to get extra die for the bad guys' rolls and all sorts of things.
Yeah. Okay. The other question I had, because and this was one thing that sort of garbled Tarek's view early on. Was there any reasonable expectation of some chunk of that ragtag fleet being able to get away from from the Borg. That's one. I wasn't sure if this was about to turn into an escort mission, which is what it was sounding like from the start.
I didn't know what it was going to turn into, to be honest with you. But yeah, that's just what happened. But yeah, judging by the Borg's technology, nobody can escape them. They definitely can't escape them. You can't escape them. They got your captain. And I'm going to say, you can't fight a Borg tactical cube. I know that, right?
Yeah.
There's no way you could beat it.
Well, technically, we didn't know that until we tried.
Yeah. So, but now maybe you could.
There was a weird meta balance there.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to make extended tasks for trying to decipher Borg technology. So there could be long-term tasks, so you can work on them as the campaign goes, and eventually you can discover certain weaknesses in the Borg technology and stuff like that. Okay. So basically, what happened here, they took your captain, and I forgot to imply that that's all they wanted, and they left. They left you.
They took off and left. Yeah. Okay.
So you're sitting there by yourself, and your captain's gone. Do you want to go save your captain? Do you want to just say screw it and just... I don't know what you want to do, but so many options. You're 225 years away from home.
I'm pretty sure that we do not have the technology to save our captain right now, so we need to figure out stuff from the scanning we did, because we did get some pretty good scans, so we might be able to... I mean, I know what they did in the actual show, but...
One second.
And it's possible we might be able to find... reference from a pre-Federation ship of a pretty well-known name had an encounter with something that might sound similar to these guys. So maybe we can find something. Maybe.
Yeah, back in like Enterprise, right? Before the North Pole and on Earth, it crashed.
Yep.
In one of the episodes.
They very carefully never heard the word Borg. But they saw a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So when like my channel, right? I like to do scary horror stuff, but sci-fi mostly. And so what can I do with Star Trek? I got to put the Borg in there. And I didn't want to make a campaign where it's like the Alpha Quadrant, where you got everything around there, and then it gets into politics and all this stuff. No, I want like alien horror, loneliness. Like a super alien that's really strong. That's what I wanted anyways, but then the only way to get that, just do the Voyager campaign basically, but maybe make it a little worse or something. Because it is worse, because you got an older ship, right? And now I got a lot of research to do. And I want you guys to learn your station's commands. Like just have your sheet, know what you can do and what you can't do, and that way we could just do it nice and quick.
Right. Write down, watch out for species 8472.
Well, are they there yet in the timeline? Would they have found the Borg yet? Maybe they started.
Yeah. I guess from an out of I think the 4 or 5 of us who are playing should probably discuss what broad stroke of action we want to take next.
Yeah, it's a
off
very
list so that we can have that.
Yeah,
because I'm going to say this. My instinct out of character, and actually, character in character, was we're going to be escorting. We're going to be stuck escorting the fleet of, however many ships got away. Back to that needs of the many. Where the captain was saying, we are the one. It's like, no. This fleet of ragtag ships is the many in hand.
Yeah.
Exactly. They were the many.
Yeah.
That's why we were the bait, and so they could get away.
Yep.
So you got 150 refugees.
Whether we, the crew, understand this or not, I'm pretty sure we as players can recognize that we were the tasty treat for the Borg to go after, because a newly established warp culture's got nothing but new technology. Ooh, tasty.
Yeah, we had much more to offer.
Yeah, because even though the Borg stuff is noticeably more advanced than ours, being able to take basically different chunks of different versions of tech trees and slam them together is what the Borg specialize in.
Yeah, and also these Borg will be obviously still more advanced than we are at our level, but they're probably not going to be as advanced as even when we first saw them in TNG, because that's still
they shouldn't be
100 or so years away.
Yeah, they had gained 100 years of technologies from different civilizations since then, since where we're at. So they shouldn't be as advanced.
But who knows? Maybe we got lucky, and these guys reached the TNG level 100 years ago and just hung out for 100 years, just chilling, and we just happened to reach them just at the point where they got there. Who knows?
They were just traveling through empty space for 100 years, looking for people.
Well, I mean, all joking aside, the idea that the Borg could have essentially hit a plateau because there was nothing more advanced to grab in the area is not absurd.
Yeah,
they were just looking.
Yeah, because they don't really advance their own technology.
Mm-hmm.
They take whatever else.
They cannibalize,
Yeah, well, every little bit's an advancement. Like with your technology, it might be something there. And now, like I was telling, like now they could scan your computers and find out what Earth is. Now you're all fucked. You just destroyed humanity. Maybe.
We'll never get back there.
Womp womp.
That's all right. We'll either be dead or Borg drones by the time that happens.
I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea. I'm by the rule where I just go one session at a time. I don't know what's happening in the future, right? So maybe you get there, maybe you won't.
Sounds good.
Yeah. But yeah, this game is a big crunchy game for sure. And I'm sorry everybody if we didn't do the rules right or flow really good. But yeah, give us some time, and we're gonna make a good story for you. Just keep watching. And
we did pretty good. It didn't stumble too badly. I mean, we had to kind of figure out what some of the roles were, but I thought we did pretty good considering we played twice.
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought it was pretty good.
And it's been 2 months since our last game to boot.
Yeah. I had to go back and memorize what all my abilities did.
But overall, this, like, you read that rule book, I recommend it, everybody. It's a nice, Modiphius makes quality stuff. This book is beautiful. You can't see it, but it's 350 pages. Quality. This GM screen's quality. Beautiful book. Good rules. Yeah, sci-fi game. This is a really good game for sure. 100%. I recommend it. 100%.
Well, I had a great time. I thought it was a great game. So.
Well, thanks. Yeah, so did I. It was a great time. And anybody got to say anything else before we log off?
Well, Captain, live long and prosper.
I can't do that. I can't do that, I don't think.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
Good luck, Captain.
I can play guitar too, but I can't do that. I don't know why.
The Borg will keep you alive longer than you would have probably lived.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate it. This will be bi-weekly campaign, so 2 weeks from now we'll see the next episode. This Thursday we got an off-the-wall game. Halloween night we're going to do 10 candles. And then Twilight 2000 Zombie War Saturday. And then following week we got The Walking Dead. Okay, so stay tuned for all those games. Thanks for coming out. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.